Hi friends, welcome back to Readers Workshop. Now today what we're going to do is we're going to work on getting to know our characters and our stories even more and learning all about our series characters. Now I want you to imagine, think in your head about our characters Frog and Toad. I know that we read them a lot before we left school. Some of you might even have Frog and Toad books in your book baggie. But I want you to think about if they were invited on the trip of a lifetime to go in a hot air balloon. I want you to think about how Frog would react and how Toad would react. Now, if you are thinking about the characters like I'm thinking about the characters, you might think that they would react in different ways, right? Frog would probably be really excited. Frog is so adventurous and loves to go and do fun things. Now, Toad, on the other hand, might be a little bit grumpy and might not want to go. He might say, that doesn't sound fun, or I'm too scared to go in a hot air balloon. Right? So because we've read them before and we know all about these characters, I can think and I could know about how they would even react to a situation before it even happens or before I even read about it. Now, today I want to teach you that when readers know a character really well, the way that you might know your best friend or someone in your family, they can guess what the character will do next. Now, I'm going to show you how I can do that with my book about Tommy. Now, yesterday I was reading all about Tommy at the animal shelter. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to think to myself, right? I'm going to read the last page of Tommy Tales, and I'm going to stop and predict what might happen next. So I'm going to think about the things I already know about the character, and then using what I already know about him, I'm going to think about what he will likely or might do next. So let's watch. So if I'm going to show you my book. I'm going to pull it up on my screen, and we're going to reread the last page that we read yesterday. And we're going to think about, and I'm going to predict what I think might happen next. So I'm going to go back to the page that I left off at. So it said, "Let go," yelled Tommy. Suddenly, the clicker made a loud, screeching noise. There was a flash of blue light and thick smoke. When the smoke cleared, nobody was at the park. Tommy, Andy, Lucy, Kim, Sam, and Taffy had disappeared. Now, thinking about what I know about Tommy and now I know how he feels about this remote and how he's a little bit nervous about why or how it works, right? I think that Tommy might next be like, he might be really nervous or he might be scared and he might be kind of mad at his friend to think about what's going to happen next to us, right? They might be stuck somewhere that they might not even know. Let's go on and see what happens next. They felt themselves tumbling and spinning. They bumped into each other as they flew in the air. All they could see were yellow, red, and pink stars. At last, they fell to the ground with a bump. Kim started crying. Sam said, "Wow, that was cool." "I'm sorry I tried to take the clicker," said Andy. "I didn't believe it was magic. I do now." Now let's think. What might Tommy do next? Right? Tommy might be mad at his friend Andy for clicking the button and not believing him when he said it was magic. Let's see what happens next. "We're in trouble again," said Lucy. Kim stopped crying and whispered, "Look where we are. We're not in the school lunchroom. We're in a cage." "We must be in the zoo," said Andy. "But we're inside the cage." Tommy looked around. He saw that there were dogs sleeping in all the other cages. He then knew where they were. Now, when I make predictions, right, predictions means taking a guess as to what might happen next in the story. So when I'm making a prediction, right, I don't know what's going to happen. So when I make my prediction, I'm going to say maybe this might happen, or maybe instead this might happen, right? So when I'm reading and I figure out if my prediction was correct or incorrect, right, I can take notes on my Post-it note. So I can, if I was right, I can jot down a few words of things that keep happening in the story, right? If the characters surprise me and I'm not sure, right, if my prediction was not correct and Tommy might have reacted in a different way, I can ask myself, what did he do that surprised me? Right? Or why did he do that? And I can jot down that question and an answer to my question. And then later I can talk about it with my partner. So if I look back at my story, I'm going to go back one more time to my story. Let's go right back to my story. Sorry, I have to click back to my page. So Tommy's saying, "We're not in the zoo," whispered Tommy. "We're in the animal shelter. This is where they bring all the dogs that get lost or run away. We came here when we adopted Taffy." "Oh no," cried Kim. "Does that mean someone will adopt us?" Now, Before I predicted that I thought Tommy might be mad at Andy, but it doesn't really sound like Tommy's mad. He sounds a little bit scared, right? So I can jot that down on my Post-it note. I'm going to write it down on my Post-it note. So Tommy sounds scared. And let's think about why, right? Maybe I can ask myself, why does he seem scared? Maybe because he doesn't know what's going to happen next. Maybe he doesn't know if they're going to get adopted because they're stuck in his dog cage, right? So I can write down some questions for myself. So why did he act like that? And then I can answer it for myself. Maybe he's worried they'll get adopted. So that's how we can make our predictions, right? Making predictions just means taking a guess as to what might happen next by thinking about what we already know about our characters because we know them so well. So today, remember, when readers know their character really well, they can make predictions and guess what the character might do next. So for today, remember, you're going to set your timer for 25 minutes and you're going to go back to your book that you've already been reading about one of your special characters. So when you're reading, I want you to remember to collect information about them on your Post-it notes. Ask yourself why they might be doing things and predict what they might do next while you're reading today. When it's time for partner reading, you can always go back and share that information that you learned about your character. And you can also talk to your partner and ask them why they think they might have reacted that way. Off you go.